Hi, and welcome to the Headless Chef. Today we're going to be making crispy fried squid with salt and pepper. You're going to need squid, which you can find at your neighborhood grocery store. About 450 grams will feed 4 persons. Today we have 200 grams. It costs about $2.47, actually exactly $2.47, which is quite a steal actually. We're also going to be using cornstarch or cornflour. This is great for solidifying things, such as gravies, sauces, soups, puddings. This is 100% pure, I don't know what that means, but this is no-name brand cornstarch. We're also going to need some salt. This is fine sea salt. You should probably use this in your cooking, better than iodized salt. It's equally as expensive as iodized salt, so if you're going to go to the neighborhood supermarket, then definitely look for some fine sea salt while you're at it. And Chinese 5 spices. This is something that one may not be familiar with, but if you're familiar with Herbe de Provence, it's of the same sort of popularity. You can find it again at any grocery store. It's quite popular. There's Chinese 5 spices. We're also going to need, of course, some pepper, ideally ground black pepper or freshly ground black pepper. This is Clubhouse black pepper, and again, very simple, will do the job. We're also going to need some sort of cooking oil. Ideally we would use perhaps peanut oil or something that would burn quite fast. We were supposed to use groundnut oil, but we're going to actually use sunflower oil today. And we're going to need about 3 inches worth of sunflower oil in our wok. Let's begin by taking our calamari and of course running it under cold water. Now we're going to use the calamari, and the calamari is actually, if you haven't eaten squid before, calamari could be an awesome taste when you're frying seafood. We're going to take the calamari first, and we're not going to use the same cutting board as the vegetable cutting board. We're going to use these special saran cutting sheets. Very actually interesting design, because it actually does not let blood seep through when it comes to cutting meats, but we will use this for any meat in that case. And seafood is the same. Don't want to be cutting meat on the same cutting board as a vegetable cutting board. Then what we want to do is we want to take these tentacles and just take out the bad parts, the really thick parts. There's a lot of cartilage on a squid, so you want to discard those parts. Just take your time to cut it off. Now, when it comes to cutting the head or the body is actually quite interesting. Of course, very slippery, but we'll show you in the camera here. We want to discard these pieces of flesh that are sort of hanging down. We don't want that interfering with our perfect pieces. They're not very nice, but you can discard them for now and perhaps use them later. Then you want to take the squid and you want to cut it along the side. Therefore, place your knife, perhaps even sliding it inside the squid, and just cut out. Of course, never cutting towards yourself, but outside. Then you should get a piece like this. What you want to do now is you want to cut it into nice pieces. Those pieces are in turn etched with a pattern, a zigzag pattern in both directions. You want to score it, not all the way, but just a little bit. See, what this will do to the squid is that it'll allow it to actually curl when you're frying it. What you want to do is you want to take a Ziploc bag. You want to take something like this. This is a new pack. I'll just break this in. What you want to do is you want to put your cornflour in here. You want about 25 grams of cornflour. That's more than enough. Then you want to put in, of course, your salt. We'll put in about a tablespoon of salt. Then we want our pepper rather, and we put about a tablespoon of pepper as well. Then we want our 5 spices. We're going to use our 5 spices. We won't put too much. We'll probably put maybe a teaspoon of Chinese 5 spices. I'm going to estimate this. Put it to taste. You don't want to put too much in. That should be enough. Ziplock the bag and, of course, shake it. Now what you want to do is you want to take this bag and put your pieces of squid right inside. Close the bag and shake again. While the wok is preheating though, we're going to want to prepare something to have the oil get soaked up from the pieces of fried squid. I would suggest using a plate and a simple paper napkin. What you want to do is you want to plop the squid right on there after it's come out. You might want to throw in just a little piece of squid. If it sizzles, then it's ready. Make sure you're far away from the actual oil. It might actually spurt in your face. Not a good idea. Stay away from that. Keep it a good distance away from you. This is hazardous. Of course, we're going to reduce the heat. And we're going to pop in our fried squid, or to-be fried squid. While the squid is, of course, sizzling, you might want to turn it over using a utensil that actually has holes in it so that the oil can go through. You don't want to keep the squid in there for too long, otherwise it will harden and it won't give a pleasant chewy taste. While the squid is actually becoming slowly taking form, you might want to get some fresh mint. And use it for garnishing. Turn down the heat and get ready to serve. Once the squid is patted dry, place the squid inside the bowl. Garnish with some few leaves. And there you have it. Squid. And there you have it. Squid with salt and pepper.